This message I'm about to deliver concerns not just the men and women of the United States of America, but indeed the entire world. For too long, the Washington political machine has engaged in daily acts of corruption and cruelty of the highest order. Like a thief in the night, it steals your lives, your liberty, your property, your dignity, engaging in espionage and war for profit, both abroad and upon its own citizens. These horrors it inflicts upon you, the American people, at your own expense, and it does so with impunity, because too few have been willing and able to hold it accountable. The same can be said of governments around the world, and in some cases the injury is far worse. Genocide, famine, pestilence, war, persecution, and death. No human force has done more harm to mankind and nature than government. To combat this, we must not only reduce the size and scope of governments throughout the world, but keep those parts that remain accountable. What we require is greater transparency. A grave injustice has been committed lo these many years, and whereas sunlight is the best disinfectant, I intend to right a wrong that should have never occurred, and whose remedy is long overdue. I have pledged to you all that I would use this office of trust to return political power back to the people where it rightly belongs. Towards that end, you will need to be well armed with courageous champions who speak truth no matter the cost, and who safeguard your rights while serving as a check upon centralized authority. We must encourage honesty and hold a sort of Damocles over the heads of those that deem themselves our rulers. One man has held this sword far longer than anyone else, and paid a hefty price for doing so. Such man, whose name we all know, is a hero, and he deserves immediate relief. Therefore, my first official act as virtual president shall be to issue a total and unconditional virtual pardon of Julian Assange for any and all crimes committed against the United States of America. This administration finds no credibility to the accusations of rape levied against him by the Swedish government, such charges having since been withdrawn. His time spent in exile within the Ecuadorian embassy has been both cruel and inhumane, beyond the pale, beyond proportion to any damage he might have caused. Any reasonable jurist looking upon his situation would have to commute his punishment to time served, and we shall work tirelessly with the United Kingdom in order to bring him home to a hero's welcome, be he dead or alive when we finally succeed. In order to hold governments accountable, we must have courageous whistleblowers like Assange, and any honest administration has nothing to fear from men like him. Along those same lines, I shall be issuing similar pardons to Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning, Kim.com, and a number of other whistleblowers, all of whom might have broken the letter of the law, but did so in the spirit of refreshing the tree of liberty, and the fruit of their actions has since borne out quite clearly in the court of public opinion. This single act shall ripple out unto the entire world, letting governments far and wide know that no matter what they do, America will be the guarantor of liberty. We may choose to intervene or we may not, but either way, we shall put world leaders on notice that they exist to protect and serve their people, not the other way around. We shall continue to support men like Assange and organizations like WikiLeaks that do the bitter work of shining light in the darkest places and crafting a future of freedom for all. There now. Was that so hard? It is frankly a shame and an embarrassment that past administrations have not done what I just did, which ought to tell you something. Either they don't know who Julian Assange is and how important he is, in which case they're woefully misinformed and thus incompetent to do the job, or else they know full well, but it's in their interests to keep him silenced and abused, in which case They are cruel and corrupt tyrants who likewise do not deserve to hold office. I had hoped, by virtue of the fact that he was a political outsider, that Donald Trump might have been the one to finally pardon Assange. Now he is gone, and these whistleblowers yet remain in exile. Why this occurred, I have no idea. Perhaps there is classified intel you and I are not privy to that would make the difference and change our minds. Or, perhaps he merely bent to the peer pressure levied by the media political complex, who tarred and feathered him as an asset of Russia, such that pardoning Assange would have been political suicide. But then, they said that about him anyway. Regardless of the reason, that is all behind us now, and we must look to the future. Of course, these are but virtual pardons I've made here, and I would call upon the resident imposter-in-chief currently occupying the Oval Office to make them real. Though, let's be honest, I doubt he actually will. At least, not unless you all pressure him towards it. Make your voices and your wills known that the time has come to right these terrible wrongs and restore our republic once more. Let it be known that you will no longer settle for less or wait upon the whims of a sluggish behemoth, but will instead demand accountability from your government and the news suppression agents who do their bidding. Let it be known that America is the land of the free and the home of the brave, and that when government fears its people, there is liberty. By this action, we shall make America greater than ever and create a future of freedom for all.